Welcome back. This is Philly Sports Guys. I'm Pete. This is Aaron, Radio Vision Network. Wednesday edition. We just came back from the other side. We were talking about the turning point in the Dallas Eagles game from this past Sunday night on Sunday Night Football, and not electing to go for the field goal in the fourth quarter, for a 54-yard field goal when Caleb Sturgis already had made it 55 at the end of the first half, going in the same direction. Now remember that. He already had kicked that direction as well.
Absolutely. Now another thing I actually thought about, and I just thought about while we were sitting here, Carson Wentz, I need you to run a little more. I need you to make the defense.
Read,
yeah, I mean the zone reads there all day. I mean, listen, and we can talk about this a little in a few minutes, but Dak Prescott rather. He really killed us. He actually ran. I mean,
now he started taking advantage in the fourth quarter.
When we went to the I guess cover 2, and we were rushing only 4.
Yes.
We had 7 guys in coverage, and he said, okay, well, I'll just run for 5 to 6, 7 yards. And my thing is, Wentz has the ability, has the athleticism.
Right.
You know, at times you need to run. You know, and I think that's something he needs to do.
Now, see, I'm glad you brought that up because right after the not going for the field goal and the punt, Jim Schwartz did change it up because I think it was he saw the time, 6 minutes. Let's keep everything in front of us, go in coverage. But you have to understand when that happens, that's when Dak starts taking advantage. And you've heard from Carson Wentz, you heard it from Peterson, heard from a lot of players. We take what the offense is giving us,
absolutely,
and the defense is giving us, and we start giving Dak that lane to run, giving him time.
8 yards
and we was lighting him up. We was heating him up. We was making that pocket uncomfortable.
That's because we was running that zone blitz and we
running the
zone
blitz,
bringing McLeod in.
Yes,
and switching off sometimes, bringing Kendricks as well, bring him in as well, and I think by doing that it kind of confused him. So I mean, there was time to confuse him.
People were open. If you look at all 22, people were open. He just had time to get the ball. He just had time to get the ball. So we go from there, and then the defense started playing soft, and then that boy Dez. You see what a great, I wouldn't even say great wide receiver, but you see what a star wide receiver could do because that touchdown pass, he caught that off Nolan Carroll's back. That was severely underthrown.
4 receptions, 113 yards. I mean, when healthy, Dez is one of the top 5 wide receivers, bar none.
Now, my thing is,
bar none.
You saw McLeod get there late, so maybe he could have recognized the play a little earlier, got there a little earlier. Maybe he breaks that pass up.
Yeah.
But, so at that point,
that's just a tough play. I mean,
it's a tough play.
You can't beat that. I mean, when you're talking about one of the best wide receivers, there's really nothing you can do about that. You just got to just chalk it up.
That's what they do. That's what they do. So it's 23-23. We get the ball. I think it's 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. First play of that drive. This is where the Vlade Divac comes in. Because it's a 10-yard it's a 10-yard dig. Beckham catches it. And then Brandon Carr just sells it. He falls down.
Vlade Divac, you're right. That's what it was. He fell right down.
Offensive pass interference. 1st and 20. Never get it going.
You know what? These referees, man, in these tight games, they have to. I understand you have to call like you see it, but that was a ticky-tack call. I mean, it's one of those games. It's one of those things where it just changed the game, and it really changed the game for us.
Right. So that was a ticky-tack call. So that makes it 1st and 20. Now we get to 3rd and 4. They take a timeout. They come back. Trey Burton is lined up on the near side of the field, and he's going against Brandon Carr again.
Question.
And now this one.
Real quick.
What?
Trey Burton hasn't lined up by himself in how long? How many games?
Yeah, he's always he's in the tight end position. He was lined up.
So why would you do it then? I'm screaming at the top of my lungs at the TV. Why, Dougie P? Why would you do it then?
Now, you bring up a good point, but this is what I'm gonna give you a take on it that I don't think I've heard. Is that the same flop that Brandon Carr took? You saw Burton try to get his left arm out and ride with it, fall down, sell it like you getting held. I know it's hard to do that in the heat of the moment, and we're looking at it in hindsight.
Right. We're looking at
hindsight, but you can sell that.
Things, right.
Remember, you get an illegal contact, a defensive holder, you keep that
because he did grab his arm, and
it was legit.
And honestly, the referee should have called it at that time, but he didn't. He swallowed his whistle.
So then we end up going over. No, before that we end up punting the ball back. We sacked that 3rd and 21, 32 seconds left. Doug Peterson.
Now, quick question.
Go ahead.
Now, when we sacked him, which is another thing I had a problem with Dougie P was when we sacked him, it was how many seconds left? 25 seconds, right? 30, correct?
32 seconds.
Why didn't we call timeout? I don't understand.
That's my thing.
Why did we call timeout?
We always used to get on Andy for not having timeouts.
And you had 2 timeouts left.
No, he had all 3.
Was it 3?
No, he had 2. He had 2. No, because the 3rd and 4th, Dallas called the timeout before the Burton play.
Yes.
We had all 3 timeouts left. And you have Sproles and Dave Fipp, who's the best special teams coach in the NFL, next to probably John Harbaugh in Baltimore. You don't know what's gonna happen. And indoors, you
could
could kick a 60-yard field goal. At least make an attempt,
You're right.
because you don't want to go to overtime in their building.
Right, and you rush all your men. That way, the coverage is not going to be as tight.
Mm-hmm.
Sproles going to get the ball, make a guy miss. You never know. You might pick up 10, 15 yards. What is 18 seconds left? You have two timeouts.
2 timeouts.
You throw two good passes. You're right in field goal range.
Field goal range. So listen, from this game, I tell it straight up, Dallas Cowboys, if you're watching, you know we're right on par with y'all.
Well.
Now listen, because we talk all game. We since this point, it's our second segment. We haven't even talked about Zeke.
Nah, we haven't got into.
We haven't even talked about Zeke because there's nothing to talk about. The boy's a beast. I've seen it. We seen it. He's on my fantasy team. We talked about it on Sunday.
Ferrari.
And he did what he needs to do.
Yeah.
But even with that being said, we held Zeke to under 100 yards.
We curtailed his numbers, yeah.
Without Benny Logan.
Absolutely.
Without our run stuffer, Benny Logan,
Mm-hmm.
who helps out Fletcher Cox as well.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, we got a date with y'all January 1st, New Year's Day.
Right, and right now, I know Cowboy fans, all you Cowboy fans is puffing your chest out, and we beat y'all.
But
at the end of the day, be honest with you, got to be realist. See, we're realists. We're actually realists. Now, and coming to the game, we did say we thought we was going to lose, but we need you guys to be realistic and say that, look, we're even. And I thought about this. If this is the NFC's best team, then we're not too far.
No, we're not too far.
We're not too far at all.
I'm going to go on the record right now
Uh-huh.
and tell y'all this. November 2nd.
Yes, sir.
November 20th.
I was going to say, okay, number 20th. Mm-hmm.
We going to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
We going to win that game. I'm put it down.
Hey, let's do it.
Put it down right now.
Touch and agree.
A couple of these games that we looking at this schedule, we think it's tough. Nah,
Green Bay's a winnable one.
I mean, I'm not. I'm told y'all earlier. I told you at the Pittsburgh game, we're not gonna lose a game.
Because right now,
we're not gonna lose. We're gonna be 8-0 at home this year.
They just lost the lineman, Streeter.
Yeah.
So listen, Philly fans. Something's about to happen. We're saying it right now. Something's big's about to happen.
We lost the Washington game. We lost this game.
Trent Williams is out.
We lost the Detroit game. Trent Williams is out for 4 games of substance abuse.
And also, Barry
Church and Morris Claiborne is out.
So listen,
Terrell Pryor and your daily fantasy this week gonna be a big play.
Okay.
Big play. I'm telling you.
So listen, guys. Put those seatbelts on. Fasten those seatbelts on. We're going to be in for a nice run.
Now, we got to take care of business this Sunday in New York.
Uh-huh.
I think we'll be able to do that. It's going to be a tight game. But what I want to tell you is Dallas for the Eagles, that game Sunday night, that was a learning experience.
Yes, it was.
For the whole team.
Yep.
Down from the coaches.
And Dougie P said that.
And the players.
Yeah.
To know that you got to close the game out. You have to play 60 minutes of football, even though that you outplayed that team for those 45 minutes. You still got to close out the last 50, especially when the opportunity is right there in front of you and it presents itself.
Absolutely, and that's right. And just to piggyback off what Pete said, good teams win those games.
Yes.
Good teams prevail through all the adversities. And the thing is, if we're going to be that team that we know we can be, whether it be this year or next year, these are the games we got to win. So,
now listen. So that's the game itself.
Yes, sir.
Now let's get to after the game.
Okay.
Nelson Aguilar.
Doing too much.
How'd he say it?
Doing too much.
This was the drops. Man, I only dropped the first one. After that, I didn't drop another one.
I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing that.
No, sugar honey iced tea. I'm tired of hearing the sugar iced tea. It ain't about that. It's a team effort. It's a team.
It's about you. It's about you catching balls.
Now listen, I'm with him on that.
On a consistent basis.
He dropped one. There's 5 other drops to be spread around. You know what that tells me?
But how many has he dropped over the last 10 games?
But see, this is the thing.
Go ahead.
In your profession,
okay.
In my profession, we kind of do very similar things.
Yes.
If we have an issue going on, we have a problem. It keeps getting brought up. At some point, when an independent person who's not even involved in that situation asks us about that problem, and you really have a snap like that, you have a knee-jerk reaction. That's telling me usually when I do that, that's telling me, look, I'm aware of the issue. I know I dropped it. You just as a vehicle to let out my frustration.
That's a very good point.
Look, man, he shouldn't have said it. Maybe he should have walked away. But you have to understand, he's hard on himself. He knows he's not living up to that 20th overall pick status right now.
Absolutely.
He knows that.
I agree with that. And the thing is, like you said, he's not living to it. He's actually not living up to it. I mean, we had so much. Listen, we were comparing him to Macklin coming out. We thought it was the same thing. We said it. I think we were talking at that time. And we both said, listen, this is Macklin all day. Same build, same speed, same everything. But
Macklin got bigger after his because of the fact that he knew his rookie year it was hard for him to beat off and get off a press man cover.
Right, and see, Aguilar's got to take a page out of Macklin's book and say, listen, I need to get bigger because right now, if you look at all the wide receivers as a whole for us, we're not getting separation. So I think that's why Carson, as a result, is dinking dunking down the field because he doesn't have the confidence to have that guy that's going to get down the field. So Aguilar, I mean, I understand what he's saying as far as, he's frustrated, but listen, you got to use that as fuel, man. People are going to talk about you. Listen, you're in Philly, okay? You are in Philly. If you can't take Philly, then leave. Right. At the end of the day, right now you got to ball. You got to ball out, man.
You have to ball, but the thing that kills me, when we tell y'all this is a different platform, this is a different type of sports show.
Absolutely.
Listen, fans out there who saying this is, you don't understand. You cannot put yourself in that mindset. Should he have walked away? Yes, Ron Jaworski said, at that point, when you're that mad, coming up a loss like that, you know you should have won the game.
Right.
You just walk away. But at the same time, if you don't walk away, you can't kill this man for feeling that way because that's passion. You hear it. You can hear the anger in his voice. He's upset with himself for dropping the pass because not only was it dropping the pass, but it was dropping the pass that he probably could have slid right in between it. That's a touchdown.
Right. Well, I tell you what, I want to see that passion on Sunday, and when that ball comes,
they're gonna need it.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win. I'm predicting it right now. We're gonna win this game.
Okay.
But listen, I want to see him go out there, and I want to see that passion scoring the touchdown. Period.
Okay. Listen, that's the passion we have right now. We got to take a break, so we're gonna come back on the other side. We're gonna talk about the person who took all the heat off of Nelson Aguilar less than 12 hours after we